What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So we have MAGMATRON behind the scenes pictures via Mark Clonis, Hasbro designer on Instagram. I'm going to read some extra info that Mark put in the comment section of his Instagram post, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the figure and the images as always. So let's read this. And he says here, some deets Janavi said to mention the shouldered blurple Landsource head, what the hell is that, can move forward in robot mode. The lower jaws of all the dinos have painted mouths. The blast effects fit into the port of the magma blade, but you can also position it as a blaster. Due to transformation, the waist actually hinges and can act as an ab crunch articulation. The C-Source can plug into a 5mm port to stay stationary or can unplug and become mobile. The Sky-Source does have his two removable pteroswords. Woo! Allow me to Ric Flair strut. Yeah, man, he definitely earned his little Ric Flair strut with this figure right here. This looks pretty dope. And the fact that he seemingly has an ab crunch is amazing. I don't know if I don't think he showed off the ab crunch in any of these images for some reason, but you could definitely see cuts there at the waist and lower abdomen where you could kind of get that ab crunch going. So he's got two missiles. So I'm assuming it's the three missiles along with the gray missile. So it's got the two red ones for the what was it called? Sky Source, and then the one missile that'll pop out if you want to fit in one of the red ones from the Sky Source. So that's pretty cool that they kept that gimmick at least. They're missing a couple missiles that I really thought it was going to be crucial for them to include, that I actually did think they were going to include, but they didn't, is the two plain regular missiles that fit inside the shield to make it look like he's also got an arm cannon a la G1 Megatron. I used to love that feature on the original toy, but they completely gutted the whole gun sidearm gimmick that the original figure had, which really sucks in my opinion. That was always cool looking to me, having this shield that also doubles as this big hulking bulky arm cannon. It would have been sick to see in the modern figure form for this MAGMATRON. But hey, at least we still get the missile swap out feature with the sword there, and I never really cared for it doubling as a gun. I always thought that looked a bit stupid. The one thing that's a little bit weird looking to me is how the hip armor, the skirt armor, is flipped outwards instead of inwards. I think it would have looked better if the hip armor was flipped the other way around, so the dinosaur arms aren't hanging on the inside there. On the old figure, the dinosaur arms tucked into the sides of the midsection, and that looked a whole lot better than what they got here with the new figure. But that is a bit nitpicky, but it is something that you notice that's a little bit, a little jarring aesthetic-wise and look-wise with MAGMATRON's design, because they did it better on a figure from 25 years ago. But hey, everything else on this figure is completely better, like no gorilla arms, better articulation, like waist swivel, ab crunch, ankle pivot, probably a better articulated head, I'd assume. Looks like there might be a better articulated head. So hopefully the C-Source head can unpeg and move around as sort of like it's a mind of its own, like you could do with the original figure. I used to love doing that. I have this little storyline in my original universe where the land source is not land source, C-Source has like a mind of its own, and he kind of talks to it like Doc Ock and Spider-Man 2 with his tentacles, or like Green Goblin with his persona and mental problems there. So I always thought that was pretty cool. So hopefully for my own personal original universe purposes that this MAGMATRON has that feature. But it does look pretty cool anyways if you can do that. In terms of head articulation, I'm wondering if the Sky Source legs are a separate piece to the head once it's transformed. That's what it seems like, because you see the head is moving on a separate mechanism as opposed to the legs there on the chest. And it also looks like they added a lot of extra articulation so the wings move out of the way when you articulate the head. That is fantastic. Oh my god, that is so great. Such an improvement over the original figure. I cannot wait to get this guy in hand, guys. There's so much articulation and joints. It looks like the elbows are ratcheted, or at least they got those little divots in there more so than just a ratchet. It looks like the ankles where the feet move up and down are ratcheted. You could kind of see some divots in there in the pictures. I don't know if any other places are ratcheted on this figure. Maybe the shoulders, it looks like there's a couple divots there, or maybe that's just mechanical detailing on the shoulders. I don't know. So hopefully there's a couple more ratcheted joints. Maybe the hips, I'd assume, are ratcheted too, considering this is a $100 Commander Class figure. I would assume the hips are at least ratcheted, or there's some divots in there somehow. But yeah, he mentions the ab crunch, but I don't think he really shows it off in any of these images. He shows the waist swivel. He shows him holding the two red swords. It looks like the Seasaurus is holding on to the gray sword there. That's pretty funny looking. You got some nice hand articulation, and look, ooh, hold up there, guys. Oh my lord. This is insane. It looks like with the wrist articulation, he not only has a wrist swivel, but he's got a hinged wrist as well, so he could get those sword poses, those really dynamic sword poses, maybe holding it with two hands or pointing it downwards, you know, like how you do with a lot of different stances where characters are holding swords at other characters, or they're just holding it in a vanilla stance or what have you. So, oh my god, if my predictions are right on how that joint works, that is going to be one of the greatest wrist articulated figures on a mainline Hasbro Transformers figure I have ever freaking seen. It looks like in this kneeling downwards pose, you could see the base of the hand itself hinged up a little bit. That's a separate joint from where the wrist rotates. I don't know how clear that is for you guys, but I can see that. So I don't know. Hopefully that means what I think it means. That would be absolutely amazing, especially for the $100 Commander Class budget. That would go freaking insane, guys. But yeah, the dinosaur modes look pretty good. Not much else to go off with those. They're pretty much just basic dinosaur modes, but they do have really nice articulation. I'll give them that. The long neck for the Seasaurus, I don't know, it might not be as good of articulation as the original, because there were a ton of ball joints in that, but I don't know, it seems like they got the point across pretty well with the new one. It actually looks more accurate and aesthetically pleasing than just a bunch of ball joints in hollow spaces on one side. So they actually did better. I'm going to retract my statement. They actually did a lot better than the original with the neck on the Seasaurus there. No hollow spaces like it was on the original, and a bunch of ball joints, you know, breaking up the sculpt. None of that going on. Just those three separate joints there that really do blend in with the rest of the sculpt. They really did a great job with that. It looks dope. But yeah, that's pretty much it for all the images here from MAGMATRON. I think he looks fantastic. You know, a couple things here and there that I'm a little wary of in terms of, you know, him not coming with all the accessories he probably should have came with, especially for the bloated Commander Class price point. But yeah, that's pretty much my only real issue with this figure. I can't remember any of the other little critiques I saw in the images that I said earlier in the video, but definitely the lack of the other accessories that I think MAGMATRON should really come with. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know down in the comments below what y'all think about this Commander Class MAGMATRON figure and the images Mark posted. All my social medias are linked down below: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. My email is also down below if y'all want to hit me up about business inquiries, or if you want to message me about whatever, or if you want to commission a diorama from me, because I make dioramas for people for their stop motions, photography, or just regular display shelves in their homes. You can either hit me up on any of my social medias or just email me and we can work out a deal. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye!